A woman who is about to lose the house she grew up in, make a wealthy couple. But she didn't think he would be so hard to deal with. A tow truck driver was going to pick up Maddie's car in the small town of Montauk, which is where the movie begins. A crazy 32-year-old bartender and Uber driver was about to lose the house her mother left her. Maddie ran out of the house and asked him what he was doing while he was pinning her car down. He doesn't believe her and drives off, leaving her car behind. Maddie's job as a bartender meant she had to roller skate to work. She sees her towed car parked behind Gary's truck at a coffee shop while he gets cake on the way. A man who doesn't know what to buy is trying to choose a pastry. While Maddie tries to unhook her car but fails, Gary catches her and she is arrested. Maddie's lawyer, Gabe, tells her that if she gets another ticket, she will lose her license. Gabe tells Maddie that she has until September to figure out how to make all the money she needs to buy a house if she doesn't have her car. Maddie gets into a funny fight with a customer during her crazy shift as a bartender. To calm down, she asks her friend Sarah, who is pregnant, and her husband Jim to help her prepare food and make a list. Sarah finds a great ad on Craigslist while she is looking at the worried parents who think she's an adult worker. Maddie tells them they're wrong. They are then told by Maddie that she is a lot older than the ad said she was. However, she convinces them that they need someone who looks young, but is mature enough to take care of their son. People who know Percy say that their son is very shy and doesn't really hang out with girls, drive, drink, or go on dates. His family was very worried about him going to Princeton. He was supposed to start there by the end of the summer, but they couldn't agree on anything. These two people tell Maddie that she shouldn't tell anyone about this, especially their son. They also tell her that Percy is volunteering at a nearby animal shelter and tells her to meet him there. So cute. Maddie tells Percy she wants to adopt a dog when she goes to the shelter the next day. He tells Maddie that he needs to go home because she is making him feel trapped, but she offers to drive him there. When he leaves, he sees the scary van that Maddie borrowed from Jim. He doesn't want to go with her, but she makes him put his bike in the back. Peckery is worried because Maddie doesn't take the exit for his road and goes straight to her house. She screams as she sprays paper spray in her eyes. He yells at her and she asks him why he did that while she was still scared. He told her he thought she was going to leave him. Through tears, the woman tells him that she wouldn't have given out her information at the shelter if she planned to take him. She also says she only wanted to hang out with him because he was pretty. Because of the sudden change, Percy wants to have dinner with Maddie. She gives him drinks on their date night to get him out of his comfort zone. Starts driving. Suddenly, she sees police following her and remembers that she's on probation for losing her license, so she speeds away, just missing the train. Percy agrees to go to Maddie's house because he feels a strange rush of adrenaline. Maddie and Percy had a great time the next day. They play games in the game zone and walk some shelter dogs at the beach. They had a great time together and recently talked on the beach, where Maddie let her guard down. She talks about how her rich dad left her and her mom when he found out she was pregnant. When Percy's phone rings, he asks her if he wants to meet the nanny he had when he was a child. Maddie agreed to go with him. When they got there, she was shocked to see that the nanny was a man. When they have some alone time, Jody rudely asks Maddie what she wants to do with the child. She tells him that she is only trying to date Percy because she doesn't like how he acts. Even though Jody tells Maddie that he will hurt her if she ever hurts him, she doesn't take him seriously. The next night, Percy drives a limousine to pick up Maddie for their dinner date. He says in the restaurant that he doesn't want to be seen because he doesn't want people to make fun of him. Maddie tells him he should play the piano because she heard from his parents that he was pretty good and wants to help him feel better about himself. After arguing with himself for a while, Percy sits down at the piano and starts to play while singing. This shocks everyone in the restaurant into silence. Maddie is completely focused on him as she watches him play. When he finishes the song and goes back to the table, Maddie's jaw is on the table as they talk about how great his performance was. A girl from Percy's old school comes up to him and invites him to a party, even though Maddie is jealous and tells him no. After the girl left, Percy started talking about how he could get from school to college to see her. Maddie tells him that she doesn't do long-distance relationships because she feels awkward. This makes Percy very angry, and he tells her that he wants to leave early. Percy has the driver drop them off at a party that a classmate suggested, and he doesn't tell Maddie if she should go with him or not. When Maddie shows up at the party, she is filled with nerves. She is met by a sea of wide-eyed kids half her age who give her the stink eye. She desperately runs around the house, so Maddie steps in and tells him to throw it all away. Just when things thought they couldn't get any worse, the host's parents walked in and told Maddie to leave right away. When Percy tries to protect Maddie's honor, things go wrong. As soon as Percy hits Maddie in the throat by accident, she almost chokes to death, Percy was making breakfast in the kitchen the next morning, and he seemed to have come out of his shell. The sudden change in his behavior makes his parents happy, and they can say that it's because of their arrangement. All of a sudden, Percy tells them about Maddie and lets them in on a big secret. He's not going to Princeton to be closer to his new girlfriend. Allison tells her son to wait in the car, and she and her husband call Maddie to talk about what's going on. They tell her that they will give her the car's title right away if she can get Percy to agree to go to college. She doesn't even have to first. When Percy gets in his car and turns it on, the Bluetooth links up automatically. The talk Maddie had with his parents was heard by him. Percy decides to go back to both his parents and Maddie because he is shocked and feels betrayed. He has Maddie over the next day while he is having dinner with his family and introduces her to his parents. There was a lot of tension at the dinner table because the guilty parties didn't want to say anything. Percy tells them to talk, then has his friend come over and help him wreck the car his parents promised Maddie. He goes to his room quietly. He tells her to go. He then has a serious talk with his parents in which he tells them he won't let them babysit him any longer. Maddie chooses to save money to keep her mom's house after she leaves Percy's house. When Maddie's family gives her back the damaged car, she starts driving for Uber again and finally makes enough money to pay her taxes. At a party, she and her pregnant friend Sarah hear the sad news that they have to move to Florida. Sarah tells her not to stay stuck in the past and to do what makes her happy, what she thought was the legacy of her mother. Maddie finally sells her mom's house and makes plans to move, leaving her painful past with her father behind. She went to see Percy one last time to say sorry before she left. She shows up at the Princeton mixer to talk to him after hearing that he was there, but he won't acknowledge her. She grabs the hood of his car while he tries to drive away because she is so desperate. Angry. Percy drives straight to the beach and can't see through the glass to the ocean because he won't get out of the car until they talk. When Maddie says she's sorry, Percy gets out of the car and helps her get out of the water. He looks shocked. In the evening, they cuddle up under a blanket and wish each other a great adventure as they start their new lives. Maddie lets her friends Sarah and Jim buy her house so they don't have to move to Florida. On the day he is supposed to go to Princeton, Maddie picks him up with Milo, her new dog that he adopted from the police. They already have a strong bond, so they start their journey together. That's all from the movie today. I hope you like it. Please give the channel a like, share it, and subscribe to it.